So this tutorial looks at the consequences of megacity growth for individuals and societies. There's a case study of a contemporary megacity experiencing rapid growth. By contemporary, we really mean a sort of modern megacity rather than a historical one. So we're really looking post-2000 rather than pre-2000. Some interesting synthesis points when we are thinking about consequences here is, well, who benefits the most from megacity growth and who is most disadvantaged? Who has power to influence and who lacks that agency? No matter what case study you use here, these generic ideas are going to be relevant to the megacity that you use. So causes of megacity growth, well, that goes back to core periphery theory, the idea of the economic power core, which influences and pulls people in. You've got rural-urban migration, push and pull factors there, natural increase to do with fertility rates within the city, and of course government policy. Now the consequences of rapid megacity growth, of course, rapid population growth and the resulting urban sprawl, the resource pressure, the service pressure that exists, the pressure on housing and sanitation, and the likely inequality that comes with the pace of change. So this leads to slum development, segregation, whether that be ethnic segregation or socio-economic segregation. There are huge employment pressures, the growing informal economy, that people rely on. So these are all the generic ideas. It's just how you develop them within that place-specific case study. Now, I've used Lagos in the site, and I think Lagos provides quite a lot of interesting ideas. So a lot of text here, just to sort of run through for Lagos. So, I mean, actually, the population size of Lagos is not quite known. Different sources quote different figures. So it's anywhere between 17 and 21 million, although on the BBC they state just over 15 million. So that in itself shows there's a problem in terms of managing the city. They're not sure about who lives there, the numbers that are in the city. Lagos growth is fed by rural to urban migration, urban pull factors. The Delta region is resource rich, offers many opportunities to improve quality of life. So people are moving to get that work and to enjoy that improved quality of life. There are pretty specific rural push factors in Nigeria, poverty in rural areas, big environmental pressures, political instability, and of course extremism, which is commonly documented in the news. In addition to that, high fertility rates, 5.13, natural increase 19.7. So this is leading for growth within. One of the major talking points in Lagos is the widespread slum construction. So these are traditional shanty homes. They're made of corrugated iron, poor materials. They lack all vital services, electricity, water. And in Lagos, they tend to be built on the waterfront lagoons. So, there is the issue of disease and sanitation, but these make very interesting communities. So it's well documented in the site about the Makoko community. And a lot of these neighborhoods are under pressure in Lagos, that it's valuable land. The government wants to develop, it wants to regenerate parts of its city, and it's kind of fallen back on this policy of forced eviction. So a lot of intimidation, a lot of land confiscation, and they're really pressuring some of these communities and forcing them to move off this valuable land, all in favor of kind of high-end redevelopment projects. So one of those development projects, actually a massive project, is the Eco Atlantic. This is a very ambitious project. They've reclaimed vast areas of the sea to build this luxury financial district. It's full of apartments and leisure facilities, high-end retail. And it's kind of a bit of a hub for the ultra rich. They want to attract foreign investment and foreign finance into that area. But the argument here is that it's at the expense of the poor. So you get this massive segregation going on in Lagos in terms of who's getting services and who's not. The infrastructure across Lagos is struggling to keep pace with urban sprawl. So water, infrastructure, energy, transport, sewage systems, all of that supply is lagging behind the demand for it. So this creates a whole lot of problems. Traffic in Lagos is well documented. Scary traffic in Lagos, very, very busy. And this graphic kind of is quite interesting. There's some very specific issues to do with traffic here. It's not so much that we have the problem of too many vehicles. Of course, that's present. But the fact that you've got the downfall buses that go where they want, stop where they want. There's no logic to this. Drivers going the wrong way down the roads, too many traders standing on the roads and hawkers at the side of the roads getting in the way, frequent floods, the area boys that kind of stop buses and levy charges. This is a corruption really. So all of this delays the traffic and leads to actually really an inefficient transport system. That's just one example in terms of infrastructure. Lagos struggles right across its, the infrastructure services in the city.